Welcome to this episode of Hip Hop History. This week we're getting into Earl Taiwan Stevens, who was born in Vallejo, California. He grew up with his siblings, raised by a divorced mother who worked 3 jobs, and he became interested in hip hop after hearing Rapper's Delight with Sugar Hill Gang. Beginning in 4th grade, Stevens played the snare and bass drum. He graduated from James J. Hogan High School in Vallejo in 1985. Stevens played baseball in high school, recorded music with his siblings, and sold their recordings from the trunk of the car. After high school, Stevens enrolled in Grambling State University in 1986 with his cousin Brant Jones and attended it for 1 year. Stevens made his rap debut as E-40 in 1986 with Jones performing as Be Legit, his sister Sugar T, and his brother D-Shot in the group Most Valuable Players. After impressing fellow students with a rap remix of the school song and a Grambling State talent show, Most Valuable Players released a single, The Kingsmen. The group later became The Click and released the EP Let's Side in 1990. The EP was co-produced by Mike Mosley and Al Eaton and was released on Sick With It Records, an independent label founded by E-40. In 1992, they released the second album, Down and Dirty, and by 1993, E-40 made his solo album debut, Federal, a 9-track LP, 14-track CD produced by Studio Ton and released by Sick With It Records in association with SMG, or Solar Music Group, a regional distributor. In 1993, The Click had their mainstream hit, Captain Save-A-Ho, or the radio edit, Captain Save Them Though. They moved back to Vallejo and teamed up with D-Shot, E-40's brother, to form the group MVP, or Most Valuable Players. E-40's gospel singing uncle, St. Charles, helped them put out the record. Sugar T was then added to the group to form The Click. Synonymous with Bay Area rap, E-40 garnered a regional following and eventually a national one. With his flamboyant raps, while his entrepreneurial spirit embodied by his homegrown record label, Sick With It Records, did much to cultivate a flourishing rap scene to the east of the San Francisco Bay, in communities such as Oakland and his native Vallejo. Along with Too Short, Spice One, and Ant Banks, E-40 was among the first West Coast rappers to sign a major label deal, pinning a deal with Jive Records in 1994 after years of releasing music independently. Thus, 6 additional solo albums were to follow, beginning with In a Major Way in 1995, as well as remastered versions of E-40's independent Sick With It records from previous years. And In a Major Way was regionally well received with guest spots by rappers such as Tupac and Mac Mall, as well as his son Droop E. Although having a large following within West Coast, E-40 did not have a large mainstream audience, so only 2 of his songs released under Jive Records, One Love featuring Levette and Things Will Never Change featuring Bo Rock, charted on the Billboard Hot 100. He had been working nearly exclusively with rappers from the Bay Area until 1997, when he released the double disc compilation Southwest Riders featuring exclusive rap acts from the Bay Area and the South. His collaboration with Southern rappers continued in 1998 when he had guest appearances on albums by Southern rappers including Lost by 8 Ball and MD The Last Dawn by Master P. In 2003, E-40 began hosting E-Feezy Radio, a weekly program on San Francisco hip-hop radio station KMEL that showcased Bay Area hip-hop. KMEL regularly broadcast the program until 2008. After completing a deal with Jive Records, he signed with Lil Jon's BME Recordings and Warner Brothers Records. After the signing, he appeared on Lil Jon's single Snap Your Fingers, also featuring Sean P. of the Youngbloods, which became a hit, reaching the top 10 of Billboard Hot 100. Afterwards, his single Tell Me When to Go, featuring Oakland rapper Keith the Sneak, became popular throughout the United States, and E-40 appeared on MTV's Direct Effect and BET's 106 & Park. Publicity for E-40 was achieved through MTV's special My Block, The Bay. He later released You and That in 2006, featuring T-Pain and Candy Girl, produced by Lil Jon. His album My Ghetto Report Card debuted at number 1 on the top R&B and hip-hop albums chart, and number 3 on the Billboard Hot 200 on March 14, 2006. Released through Sick With It, BME, and Warner Brothers Records, the album was produced by Lil Jon, Rick Rock, and E-40's son Droop E. He was also featured on DJ Shadow's new album The Outsider on a track called That's My Part. In 2006, he appeared on Tech Nine's Ever Ready, the Religion CD, on a track titled Jellysicle. In the same year, he contributed a verse to the official remix of It's Okay, One Blood by The Game, along with 24 other prominent MCs. In 2008, E-40's new album, The Ball Street Journal, came out, with Wake It Up featuring Akon as the lead single. Got Rich Twice featuring Turf Talk followed. The album peaked at number 42 on the Billboard 200. In 2009, 40 was featured on the track Santana DVX on the album Incredibad by the comedy group The Lonely Island. In the song, E-40 assumes the identity of Carlos Santana and raps about his personalized brand of sparkling white wine. E-40 was featured on Broken Sides' album I'm Not a Fan, but the Kids Like It on the song Booty Call. E-40 was also featured on the song Kush Is My Cologne along with Bun B and Devin the Dude on Gucci Mane's 2009 album The State vs. Roger Davis. On March 3, 2010, E-40 released 2 albums called Revenue Retrievin' Day Shift and Revenue Retrievin' Night Shift. Both include guest appearances from Too Short, Snoop Dogg, Gucci Mane, Bobby V, and more. They debuted at numbers 47 and 49 respectively on the 200. The first single from Day Shift album is Bitch featuring Too Short. On March 29, 2011, E-40 released 2 albums called Revenue Retrieving Overtime Shift and Revenue Retrieving Graveyard Shift. They include guest spots from Lil Jon, Bun B, Slim Thug, Tech Nine, and more. They both entered the 200 chart at numbers 42 and 40. In November 2010, E-40 and Too Short announced that they would release 2 collaborative albums in the summer of 2012 entitled History, Mob Music, and History, Function Music. E-40 also performed at the Gathering of the Juggalos. We're going to take a short ad break here and get right back to the show. Thank you for listening to this ad. Now back to the show. In 2012, E-40 released 3 solo albums, The Block Brochure, Welcome to the Soil Series 1, 2, and 3, and released a collaboration album with Too Short. The first single from the Block Brochure album was Function featuring YG, I Am Sue, and Problem. It peaked at number 21 on the Bubbling Under Hot 100 singles chart, 62 on the Hot R&B and Hip Hop Songs chart, and 22 on the Rap Songs chart, becoming his most successful single in years. The volumes include Snoop Dogg, Too Short, Kendrick Lamar, Juicy J, Tech Nine, Twista, 2 Chainz, T-Pain, and more as guests. They each debuted at numbers 58, 59, and 72 on the Billboard 200, and the triple album box set that contains all 3 Block Brochure volumes debuted at number 44. History, Function Music debuted at number 63 on the 200, and while Mob debuted at number 72. He made a cameo appearance in the music video for Young Jeezy's song R.I.P. featuring 2 Chainz in March 2013. It was also featured on the song's official G-Mix, also featuring Snoop Dogg and Too Short. It was revealed that the 4th, 5th, and 6th editions of the Block Brochure would be released exactly 1 year after the release date of the first 3 volumes. On May 21st, he released the first single from the 3 albums, Ripped, featuring Lil Jon. On July 18th, he premiered the second single, All My Homies, featuring Danny Brown and Schoolboy Q. The song was released on iTunes on August 20th, 2013. On August 26th, the video for Off the Block, featuring Stressmatic and Jay Banks, was released and confirmed to be on the album. On Facebook, E-40 announced that his new albums, The Block Brochure, Parts 4, 5, and 6, would be released on December 10th, 2013. On December 19th, 2014, 40 was featured on Big Sean's I Don't Fuck With You, which brought another level of spotlight to E-40. On December 9th, 2014, E-40 released Sharp on All 4 Corners, Corner 1, and Sharp on All 4 Corners, Corner 2. The single, Choices, Yup, charted at number 125 on Billboard and number 43 on R&B and Hip Hop chart. E-40 collaborated with G-Eazy on Nothing To Me, released in December 2015, and on G-Eazy's album, When It's Dark Out. On Lecrae's album, Church Closed 3, E-40 is featured on the track Can't Do You. On November 18th, 2016, E-40 released the D-Boy Diaries Parts 1 and 2. In 2018, E-40 announced the Definitions album trilogy. He released his 25th studio album, The Gift of Gab, on August 23rd, which was followed by his 26th studio album, Practice Makes Paper, on July 26, 2019. The third, The Rule of Thumb, is yet to be released. In 2019, he made a guest appearance in the music video of West Coast, performed by G-Eazy, Blueface, All Black, and YG. He also is a spokesperson for Landy Cognac. On November 16, 2007, it was announced that Steven signed a franchise agreement with Wingstop Restaurants and will open one in Southampton Shopping Center located in Benicia, California. I was then introduced to Wingstop in Dallas, and as soon as I tasted the wings, I was hooked. I love the food, said Stevens. I chose to open in the Bay Area because this is the soil where I was born and raised and still live here to this day. The people here are going to love these things. In late 2007, E-40 announced a new line of energy drinks called 40 Water. He also has a number of other ventures in the beverage industry, including the wine industry, where he has released 3 wines, including a red blend called Function, a Moscato, and a high alcohol fortified wine called Mango Scata. The wines are branded using the rapper's real name, Earl Steven. In December 2014, he released a pre-mixed cocktail beverage called Slurricane Hurricane, inspired by the 1995 hit song Hurricane from his group The Click. In December 2015, E-40 released a line of malt liquor called E-40, available in 24-ounce cans and 40-ounce glass bottles. Now let's go over 40's studio albums. His major releases: Federal, released in 1993, In a Major Way, released in 1995, The Hall of Game, released in 1996, The Element of Surprise, released in 1998, Charlie Hustle, The Blueprint of a Self-Made Millionaire, released in 1999, Loyalty and Betrayal, released in 2000, Grit and Grind, released in 2002, Breaking News, released in 2003, My Ghetto Report Card, released in 2006, The Wall Street Journal, released in 2008, Revenue Retrieving Day Shift and Night Shift, released in 2010, Revenue Retrieving Overtime Shift and Graveyard Shift, released in 2011, The Block Brochure, Welcome to the Soil 1, 2, and 3, all in 2012, The Block Brochure, Welcome to the Soil 4, 5, and 6, released in 2013, Sharp on All 4 Corners, Corner 1 and Corner 2, both released in 2014, The D-Boy Diary, Book 1 and 2, released in 2016, The Gift of Gab, released in 2018, Practice Makes Paper, released in 2019. As far as collaboration albums include Down and Dirty with The Click, released in 1992, Game Related with The Click, released in 1995, Money and Muscle with The Click, released in 2001, History, Function Music with Too Short released in 2012, History Mob Music with Too Short released in 2012, and Connected and Respected with Be Legit released in 2018. Now let's go over the filmography. The Breaks in 1999, Three Strikes in 2000, Obstacles in 2000, Male Booty in 2003, Hair Show in 2004, Survival of the Illest in 2004, and Dead Heist in 2007. And he was also in the TV shows Incredible Crew, Season 5, Episode 18 of The Jamie Foxx Show, MTV's My Block Bay Area, Hell's Kitchen, Season 28, Episode 4 of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dive. Now for maybe his biggest impact on pop culture that will outlive most of us, E-40 slang. He has created these terms or phrases. Broccoli in reference to weed from Practice Hard in 1993, Captain Save-A-Ho in reference to someone who uses funds to impress a woman from Captain Save-A-Ho in 1994, Fashizi from Record Haters in 1996, Fetty meaning money from Earl That's Yo Life in 1999, Gouda as money instead of saying cheese, which he got from his wife on Choices in 2014, Popo as in police from Outsmart the Popos in 1993, Slap as in this shit slaps from T-shirts, blue jeans, and Nikes in 2003, Smell Me or Feel Me from Broccoli in 1998, Yay Area as in Bay Area from Yay Area in 2006. I'm sure I haven't even touched the surface of words and phrases that this legend has created. E-40 is a staple in West Coast rap, so much so that he is forming a new group, Too Short, Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, and himself, the four 90s legends, creating basically the 2021 Nets of rap groups. Earl is a staple at Golden State games, a staple of anything Vallejo, Bay Area related. He has over 25 albums, a bright future in his outside business adventures, and I'm sure he doesn't pay for a sandwich in the Bay Area. Go listen to some E-40. He is one of the most unique voices in hip-hop, one of the most unique flows and personalities. Thank you for listening to this episode of Hip Hop History. Please like, subscribe, and leave a review if possible. Thank you, and have a great day.